Hi guys, this is a drill for generating as much spin on a disc golf forehand as possible. Now, in this drill you're going to be throwing the disc up into the air and spinning it as hard as you possibly can, not trying to put it high in the air, but trying to keep it actually pretty low, but spinning as hard as possible. Now you're going to use whatever grip it is that you use in the field. For me, that's a 2-finger stack, but you may want to actually use this drill as an opportunity to play around with a few different grips. You may want to try out the Avery Jenkins and tuck your finger in underneath there. You may want to try a bit more of a controlled grip if you have a desire to have that out of your forehand. But for me, I use my 2-finger stack. Now, one thing to really focus on during this drill is that when you snap the disc up into the air, when you throw it up, it's on a nice straight line to your forearm. This is to eliminate that wrist roll that almost everybody, and I'm including a lot of pros, do. When you come over, if you press in and let the disc kind of come up this way, then you're actually teaching yourself to roll your wrist when you throw. And really the whole deal here is trying to figure out how to generate enough spin without that kind of wrist roll coming into play. So now I'm going to grip the disc like I would for a throw, for a normal throw, and just pop it up in the air and catch it. Now, on my next time, I'm going to be sure that I actually lock my fingers in exactly the way that I'm going to when I throw again. Because it's really easy in this drill to kind of get sloppy and let your kind of grip go and start just snapping. And then you're not actually training the motion the way you want to. So make sure every time you lock everything in there really nice and tight, get in a nice straight line, don't cheat that little bit, get a nice straight line and pop it up. Try and spin it as hard as you can with as little wobble as possible. One other thing, for a perfect version of this drill, you're actually going to want to take into account what is known as, at least the way I use this, the tendon bounce or breaking your wrist. And what I mean by that is, sure, you're going to get something out of just snapping with this last little bit of the motion of a throw, but you're actually going to get a lot more out of it if every single time you let gravity pull your wrist all the way back and get that little bounce at the back. Some of you have probably seen the pounding the hammer drill. This is kind of similar to that you let it fall and you get that bounce that happens at the end, and use that as part of this drill. Bounce up and snap through and spin as hard as you can, and every time line it up with your forehand, let it bounce and come back up. I figure it would kind of go without saying, but this is also a wonderful drill for your backhand, especially if you're trying to learn your finger spring on a fan grip. Same thing, you kind of get yourself on your grip and you just spin it as hard as you can, nice and smooth, without it hitting the ceiling in your room. Do it while you're watching TV or whatever. Good luck.